Welcome to our last devotional for this week. We are now, after today, we'll be officially halfway through Psalm 119. It's verses 81 through 88. I am worn out waiting for your rescue, but I have put my hope in your word. My eyes are straining to see your promises come true. When will you comfort me? I am shriveled like a wineskin in the smoke. But I have not forgotten to obey your decrees. How long must I wait? When will you punish those who persecute me? These arrogant people who hate your instructions have dug deep pits to trap me. All your commands are trustworthy. Protect me from those who hunt me down without cause. They almost finished me off, but I refused to abandon your commandments. In your unfailing love, spare my life. Then I can continue to obey your laws. Some days, as followers of Jesus, we just deeply struggle with the state of the world around us. Maybe it's over political things, social things, cultural things. It could be over a particular issue or circumstance like COVID-19, or the way poverty is afflicting our community or this nation or globally, or a community you're invested in emotionally. Or it could be the issue of drug addiction. Maybe it's just your own personal world and you're just struggling with financial issues, health issues, relationship troubles. Whatever the source may be, there are days where your soul, my soul, is just worn out. We're exhausted and we're waiting for God to show up and change things. We're waiting for God's rescue. In the Bible, we see many promises from God. And some of them we hang on to, clinging to them, because we desperately want to see them come about in a particular way. But when we get particular at times, we can potentially actually further the strain on our soul. We look for the change to the problem or the solution to the situation. We yearn for the circumstance to change. And when we don't see God acting in the way we want, we expect, it strains our soul because we're struggling to connect the knowledge we have of God being a loving, powerful God with our definition of how that love and power should be expressed. And sometimes we're not wrong in our expectations, and sometimes we are. See, the psalmist is openly waiting for rescue. Nothing wrong with that. But what is being called for by the psalmist is not simply the rescue itself, but he's calling for comfort from the rescuer. Not first in the form of having the problem solved or the issue addressed or the enemies answered, but in being connected to the God of all comfort, the God who can bring that peace that passes all understanding in the midst of any or all circumstances. Jesus faced hardship that strained his soul. Garden of Gethsemane, on the cross. He called out for things to be different. Lord, if it were possible, take this cup from me. From the cross, quoting Psalm 22, my God, why have you forsaken me? And yet, in the midst, he still called out for God to be present and God to be foremost. Lord, if it be possible, take this cup from me, but your will, not my will, be done. I would encourage you, consider reading Psalm 22. See how it begins and the anguish that is there in the heart of the psalmist and those who have echoed those words, like Jesus from the cross. And see how it turns to trust and confidence. Not that God will change things first and foremost, but changing to trust in God himself. Take your circumstances, take your issues, take your troubles to God today. And in the midst of that, ask God to be first and foremost, that you desire him above his rescue today. It's a hard thing to do at times. And maybe you need to have someone pray with you. If you're going through a struggle today, don't do it alone. Talk with a brother and sister in Christ. Pray together and find the comfort from God Himself. God bless you. And we'll see you next week as we continue through Psalm 119.